All right, so for our news section, we have, this was exciting to me because I thought this release was a long way off, and that is that Theseus officially has a launch date, and that is July 26th, which is just next week, and I feel like, you know, I only figured this game out like a week or two ago, it feels like.
The trailer's up on our channel.
We put up all 3 trailers that we had access to, and it looks amazing. So it's that kind of God of War, you're like going through the labyrinth and the Minotaur is chasing you, and but it's all done in VR, so it looks pretty special. I'm very excited to take a deeper look at that. GT Sport, with its VR mode included, got an official release date of October 17. Those released on the same day as opposed to some other games. Cough, Elite Dangerous, cough. And also SmashBox Arena, which is a popular multiplayer VR title, and gets PSVR release date of July 25th, which
GT
is
Sport
weird.
I'm excited about.
Yeah, but July 25th, that's a Monday, right? Because if the Theseus is on the 26th, then that's a Tuesday. So somewhere somebody's got their wires crossed, or it's a Monday release, which is a really weird release date.
Weird thing.
For a,
25th is Tuesday, 26th is Wednesday.
Oh, so Wednesday for Theseus. That's interesting. That's going to piss me off because I'm going to pre-order it. And you'll
put an Instagram post like,
Smashbox
where the fuck is this game? Tom, it releases tomorrow.
Smashbox looks great. I recommend you check it out. Of course, as always, in the description below or the video up here, you can see a little bit of it on there.
Smashbox!
So here's the big news. Here's the thing that kind of blew my socks off a little bit.
We kind of teased this at the beginning, Tom.
Yeah, because this wasn't really anything I had planned to put in the news, but I was there when it happened, and I thought, oh shit, they might have just done a boo-boo. And that is that there was an official thread on r/PSVR that was posted by Seeking Dawn. And the Seeking Dawn developers got in there, and they said this exactly, and I'm gonna read the whole thing. Hey there, John.
Seeking Dawn Official.
This is, from Seeking Dawn Official on Reddit. Hey there, John. I've got some awesome news for you. Sony reached out to us regarding the game, so there is a high chance that not only will it support aim controllers, it may support future in-development controllers that they may be working on as well. And then it goes on from there, but all I heard there was Move 2.0 is confirmed.
I don't want to say it's confirmed. They're working... There's an in-development controller.
There's lots of mays, though. It's like it may support future development controllers that may be working on as well. Like, it's kind of like, come on, man. At this point, everyone knows.
So the way I look at this is I want it to be true. Don't get me wrong. But the way I'm looking at this is I don't want to get my hopes up, because this could be they're prototyping something and it won't be out for a long time down the road.
Yeah, it's not so much about when it gets released. It's more so just the fact that it's like, and who knows? This is a big developer that's being told something.
And how do you know it's moves? How do you know it's not something else? They could do like an aim, another thing.
I don't think so. I think it's moves.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a completely different controller than moves, because I think the biggest issue with PSVR is the moves.
Stating your name to that?
Yeah, it's going to be. It's not going to be moves. It's going to be a different controller.
No, it's going to be like Moves 2.0 or something. It's going to be another version of 2 single-handed controllers. It doesn't have to be called, you know, Move 2.0 or whatever. But yeah, you're just being picky.
No, I mean, it's one of those things. I don't want to get my hopes up just because things get prototyped all the time. I'm sure they have access to hardware. Sony's probably been working on stuff for a long time, because they probably know that the moves are their biggest hindrance right now. And developers probably said, hey, your moves are your biggest hindrance right now. So they're probably prototyping a lot of things. And obviously with Oculus Touch coming out and the Vive controllers the way they are, and then they have, I can't remember the other company that was doing those controllers. I think it was for Oculus. They had other ones too, where you tell you the gestures. So I'm interested to see what it is, but it could also be something that we're not thinking of, where maybe it's...
I see how it's open for interpretation.
Yeah, because it could be an aim-style peripheral that's not the moves. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. You can say that. But
and
you're wrong, but you could say it.
I believe it's the two-handed controllers, but I do want to say, it's not definitive that it could be.
Well, we're not saying with 100% certainty Move 2's like our go. We're just saying that this developer probably shouldn't have said that sentence.
Yes, that sentence.
And don't get me wrong, I love this game, Seeking Dawn. I'm really excited for it, but I'm pretty certain that someone at Sony is reading that and going, "Oh, you fucks!" Like, We talked about it before when the guy asked at E3 or whatever, and the guy gave him like a wink and a nod, like, yeah, they're working on it. And so this just adds to the urban mythos of the Move 2s, which I thought was cool.
I really hope it's the Move 2s, but again, I'm going to leave it open to see if it's something else to go along with it.
What do you think?
So we'll see.
Let us know.
I really just want to put it. I want somebody to make a Move 2.0 where they just take the joystick off the DualShock 4 and put it on the button.
Just sellotape it. Bioniks Mantis headphones are going to be available for PSVR on August 1st. Now, Bioniks Mantis headphones, if you haven't seen them, are super stylistic headphones that kind of just their only purpose in life is to be attached to a PSVR unit. Like, they have no other real purpose. They kind of hang off the band part that goes around, just hang down right to your ears.
They look like I think it's Oculus headphones. Have you seen the Oculus headphones? They're just little nuggets that hang off and
yeah,
boop.
Kind of like that. I don't really know, like, I can't really talk to, like, the quality level or anything like that. I don't know anything about them. I don't know if it's enough to...
You know they're available on August 1st.
I know, that's what I do know. I do know they're available on August 1st, but I don't know price point or anything like that. So if you're interested in those, or these, I should say, hop in to the link in the description below, and you can get all the information there about these guys showing up and what they look like and all that kind of fun stuff. So moving on from that, this is my personal favorite bit of news from this entire week, and that is that the Call of Cthulhu devs say that VR is up to the publisher. So
it's not going to happen.
Well, here's the thing. They're basically saying...
Who's their publisher? Do we know?
I'm not sure. They're saying that we will unequivocally add VR to Call of Cthulhu if our publishers say go.
But if there's no money, their publisher's not going to say go.
I understand. Will you stop crushing my dreams today? I understand that this might not be the case, like the publishers might actually go ahead and say no, but the important part of the sentence is to stay on the positive side, the glass half full
publisher
side.
is Focus Home Interactive. Yeah. Have they done VR before? That's what I'm going to look up here. If they've done it, then I'm going to be more positive. If they haven't, then I'm going to be less positive.
Go ahead, take a look.
Styx, Tour de France, Surge, Call of Cthulhu, Seasons After Fall. Yeah, I'm going to say no.
You don't think they'll do it?
The Farming Simulator 2018.
Farming Simulator was VR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing here that's... They did Crimes and Punishment, or published Crimes and Punishment.
They did a lot of good games.
Yeah, they did good games, but none of them are VR, which is why I'm leaning more towards the no.
Okay.
I don't want to crush your hopes and dreams, but that's the logic behind the emotion.
Well, they've already been crushed, so there's not much I can do about it. But,
I was hoping they were going to have something and be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, the game looks fucking amazing anyway, so, it would just be the icing on the cake for me, because I'd love to actually live and breathe in a Lovecraftian universe. Maybe it's something they can get done. But the fact that they're saying that they would totally do it if the publishers are on board is to me, at least a half-good sign. And then here's some news that primarily interests me only, but I'm sharing it anyway.
You're doing Vampire too. That's another game that'd be good in VR.
Yeah. 9 Inch Nails recently released the new video for their song Less Than. It was recently debuted on Twin Peaks, of all things. And the Less Than video features a version of a game called Polybius. You may recall Polybius. It's kind of that Thumper-style arcade shooter. Don't worry, we're going to get more into that later. But so what happened with this was that they had a PC version of Polybius that was like, like this, no one has this code except for the developer, and they gave this PC version to Trent Reznor with some modifications made to it. So basically they had like added in words to the song. So in the video they have a girl playing Polybius, and they advertise it and everything. Like the thumbnail is just says Polybius literally, and basically they have a girl playing this game, and like the words from the song are coming up on the screen, and you'll see what I'm talking about a little bit behind, but it gets weirder, the Polybius story, and we're going to get into that with Spotlight this week.
So with this though, so you're saying they give an alternate? Is it what English? Did they change the game to have the words, or did they put the words in post?
I believe they just they made like a second version of the code that had the 9 Inch Nails words.
I was say because I can see them doing that for After Effects.
It was really cool.
Style.
Yeah, I mean potentially they did that, but the fact that they gave them the PC version makes me think they actually changed the code. Yeah. But I'm not sure. It doesn't. If you see the game, you'll see it doesn't look like it would be a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting. I'm a big 9 Inch Nails fan. I'm a big fan of their new single, and I'm a big Polybius fan. So it works out really good for me. But just me, no one else. One Piece game.
The only 9 Inch Nails songs I know is "Hand That Feeds."
It's a good one.
It's the only one I know.
Yeah, One Piece game is in development for VR. One Piece, if you don't know, is about this kind
swimsuit
monkey pirate boy. I don't know what his real name is. I think it's like think it is literally like Monkey Boy or something. But it's kind of in the vein of like a Naruto or a Bleach. It's one of those like huge, like 10 million episode animes about a pirate boy monkey thing, and
it's getting better every time.
I know, right?
Monkey pirate boy
but
thing.
It's really popular. Like One Piece is one of the most popular animes in the world, if not the most popular anime in the world, and the fact they're going ahead and making a VR game is exciting for the fans of that series. Not many details released just yet, but again, for anything that you do want to see on it, check the description below and that will be there for you. But exciting for anime fans and for One Piece fans in particular. And then PlayStation posted up something that looked kind of interesting, and I wanted to talk about it a tiny bit. Reborn, A Samurai Awakens is in development for PSVR. Did you watch the trailer for that?
No, I saw it was up there when I was looking at the whatchamacallit, the drop.
It's kind of interesting looking, because I don't know if it's Rails or not, but it is. It basically looks like a VR version of Metal Gear Rising, if you remember that game. Metal Gear Rising was.
I don't, because I never played it.
It was the Metal Gear game that they made that had. Like you played as Raiden instead.
Oh, I did watch this. Yeah. So this
it's lots of slicing.
Yeah.
Like the sword stuff looks really great.
It reminds me. This is going to be a bad comparison for this game, but it reminds me of. Do you remember the Kinect Star Wars game?
I never played it.
Yeah, it was real bad. It reminds me of that a little bit, where like, because it's a cool concept to do, but it's all about accuracy.
It depends on how it works.
It's all about
because
accuracy.
You can change between your guns and your laser swords or whatever, but like the footage they show of him like chopping up the bad guys and stuff, it looks kind of like Fruit Ninja with fucking lightsabers. It's about as close as we've gotten to Fruit Ninja with lightsabers, let's be honest. But it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look half bad. So it is going to be all about accuracy and all about how the game actually functions, but the trailer is interesting.
Will there be free movement using the PS Move or just teleportation? No teleportation here. It will be free movement, but in a way that doesn't make the player feel any discomfort. Thanks for your interest in the game.
With the Move controllers?
I just read his quote. I don't know.
Could it be Move 2.0s?
If no teleportation, how do you move around with Move controllers? Either way, take my money. We'll have more on that next time. I can say
smiley face or winky face.
I can say
fucking
though,
move to.
It can only be a minute to. Only took me a minute to adjust to moving, and I was able to explore every corners of the stage.
Interesting. You're just reading the comment section at this point.
And I'm reading I'm reading the developers one, seeing if there's any good. Those are pretty good dirt, or not dirt, but pretty good things.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it. Cool.
Alrighty.
Move
so
2.0.
definitely check that game out. It looks really interesting. Whether it's worth it or not, we'll find out closer to the time. But again, another sort of hint towards at least better understanding of movement with the original Move controllers, if not Move 2. Electric Hat Games is allegedly looking to bring VR platforming sim to the top to PSVR. Now, if you haven't seen To the Top, it kind of looks a little bit like Mirror's Edge.
Tizzy top.
Is right. But I've
been tizzying all day.
You're kind of doing. It's kind of like Mirror's Edge combined with what's that, like American Ninja or whatever.
American Ninja Warrior?
Yeah, a little bit like that. So you're running around this kind of futuristic city, and you're jumping from pipes to pipes and from, blocks to blocks and things like that.
The hands are a bit weird.
Yeah, the hands are super weird.
Because it looks like the moves,
they're like
you reach out in front of you.
robot hands that reach out and grab things. But it looks like the sense of inertia there might be kind of fun. You know what I mean?
It looks so. I'm watching the trailer now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I had not seen it.
It's behind you too.
Yeah, you guys can watch it up there. But it looks like it looks very smooth, which is important in a game like this. Because there's a lot of, like, I'm going in a loop right now. There's a lot of things that could go wrong in a game like this when it comes to movement. But it looks like they've taken that into account. That one might be.
It's like Windlands combined with Mirror's Edge combined.
But we'll see in VR, because watching it on flat screen makes no difference.
Hugely popular on everything it's come out on so far, so we can only hope that
it's really cool.
It continues the popularity on PSVR.
I probably would pick this up. Like, it's really cool. The only thing I don't like is the weird. It helps you so you know where you're aiming, but the sticks coming out of the hands.
I'm just imagining them as being grabby hands, like. Those little suckers you used to buy as a kid, and you throw them on the window. That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
So that's exciting.
Really cool. Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
That'll be on my list of things to potentially get down the road.
Yeah, I gave good news to Keith.
I had not watched that trailer yet.
Couple more to round up the news section. One is Das Boot is getting a potential. You like that? Potential VR game alongside a new TV show. And if you don't know what Das Boot is,
it's German.
It's a really old school German wartime submarine movie that has received critical acclaim.
You said German wartime submarine flick in our notes.
Well, yeah, that's because flick is shorter than movie.
It's the same amount of letters.
I I do things. And so anyway, there's a new TV show apparently coming out, which is based on the Das Boot story, and then they're going to make.
Can we talk about the website that's on? Gameswurst.
It's all the whole thing is in German. But I know I have we have a German fan base, and I'm just giving them a shout out. If you want to read about Das Boot, there's a German website you can click in this.
And you can Google Translate it too.
And you can also Google Translate it if you want to. But if you're a fan of that movie, it's got like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a really it's a classic, man. It's German, but it's
Das Boot.
Das Boot. But it looks like the fact they're making a VR game is a little weird, but also kind of cool that that's happening. That's
I feel like one of the things I talked about when we did our discussion of what Sony needs to do along Sony using their IPs, I think you just need bigger IPs in general.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know this, but this could be a huge IP in Germany.
Yeah,
I mean it's got 98%.
It's one of the most popular movies of all time. It's always in the top 100. You know,
I've never heard of it.
Stuff. Well,
but I also don't watch that many movies that aren't animation. So
that's true.
That's the other thing.
And then lastly here, Alex Aja, who was the guy that directed Piranha and The Hills Have Eyes. He's the creator of those projects. Is making a new horror series just for VR, and it's called, you'll like this, Campfire Creepers. And which is,
can we have less scary things in VR, please?
No,
can I have Yonder?
More scary things.
I want Yonder Chronicles in VR, first-person exploration.
Anyway,
that would be like if somebody were to ask me what a perfect game for me is, that is like an exploration game.
So this game also features the talents of Robert Englund, who's going to show up. I say game, it's a TV show. Shows up for an episode. Robert Englund, you may recall as being Freddy Krueger. So
that guy I know.
Yeah. So it's exciting, man. Like I have been digging the horror games a lot, but the problem with the horror game is it's very difficult to pull it off correctly. Only really Resident Evil has pulled it off to my mind as being something that's actually, put the willies up me. And
by the way, if my can disappears, it's because it's green and we are on a green screen. I just realized that.
Shot? Oh, when I'm
drinking it. So if I'm drinking invisible drink, just FYI, I just noticed it was green. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was like, wait a second.
No, you're totally fine. But I do want to see more things like these TV shows. I never got a chance to watch that Control movie that released on the UK store, which I really, really wanted to see.
Just do it.
Well, I can't figure out how to get a English PSN card. I probably just ask my dad.
I will find. I know a website.
Find a website. I'll do it.
I know a website. Same place we got.
Because I wouldn't buy the David Attenborough one too.
Yeah, we'll get it. I have my sources. I have peoples in places.
You do that, things. And also get me a Japanese one too. I want to buy summer lessons.
Probably could do that one too. I don't know.
So anyway, Alex Aja, Piranha, Hills of Eyes guy is making a TV show purely for VR, and it looks exciting. It's got Robert Englund. It's going to be really awesome. If you like horror, if you don't, then sorry about you. But that's our news roundup for this week in Codename Morpheus. And the next section, we get to talk about that game I mentioned earlier that 9 Inch Nails really like.
The hand that feeds.